Hi there and welcome back. If you're planning to take the SHRM or HRCI exam, then you will need to be familiar with certain HR terms and definitions like cliff vesting, diversity of thought, point method, organic organization, workforce analysis, offshoring, and more. In this video, we will be reviewing these important HR terms and definitions. So let's begin. What is cliff vesting? Cliff vesting is a process where employees receive ownership of all shares of an equity award granted by their company on a specific date, known as vesting date, rather than receiving a portion of them gradually over time. So before we understand cliff vesting, let's understand what is vesting. A vesting schedule is an incentive program for employees that gives them benefits, usually stock options within the company, when they have contractually fulfilled a specified term of employment with the company. Now, cliff vesting works by setting up conditions which are either time-based, milestone-based, or a combination of both. If it's a time-based condition, such as staying with the company for a minimum of 3 years, then your award will be vested after your 3rd year work anniversary. If you decide to leave the company prior to 3 years, or you are terminated prior to 3 years by the company, then you will not receive your incentive. Moving along, what is an organic organization? Job boundaries are less distinct and fewer levels of decision makers, a more flexible approach to structure and rules. The organic organization is considered flexible and adaptable. The organic organization is all about teamwork, as the organization encourages group leadership. It means that now several people are entrusted with leadership qualities. It is now the responsibility of the group and not a single individual to handle and manage the rest of the employees. Next, what is enterprise risk management? The practice of forecasting possible risks to the organization and taking steps to mitigate their impacts on the operations. Enterprise risk management, also known as SHRM, is a methodology that looks at risk management strategically from the perspective of the entire firm or organization. It is a top-down strategy that aims to identify, assess, and prepare for potential losses, dangers, hazards, and other potentials that may interfere with an organization's operations and objectives. Next, what is workforce analysis? Systematic approach to anticipate human capital needs and data. HR professionals can use this analysis to ensure that appropriate knowledge, skills, and/or abilities will be available when needed to accomplish organizational goals and objectives. Workforce analysis, also known as workforce planning, is a method of informing decisions about recruiting, retention, and staff management by combining employee and return on investment data. The goal of a workforce review is to keep adequate staffing levels in place such that vital competencies are met, succession is well managed, costs are reduced, agility is accomplished, and resiliency is maintained. These goals will be met if the supply and demand for workers or experts are correctly identified and forecasted promptly. What is offshoring? A situation in which a company relocated processes or production to an international location by means of subsidiaries or third-party affiliates. Offshoring is the transferring activities or ownership of a complete business process to a different country from the country where the company receiving the services is located. Companies offshore either through an outsourcing arrangement with a third party or by establishing their own global in-house center. Moving along, what is conflict of interest? A situation in which a person or organization has the potential to be influenced by opposing sets of incentives. Some examples of a conflict of interest could be representing a family member in court, starting a business that competes with your full-time employer, advising a client to invest in a company owned by your spouse, hiring an unqualified relative or friend, a relative of mine leaving a positive comment on this video. On that note, before we move along, just a quick reminder. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and do that now. Like the video if it is adding value to your test preparation. Also leave a comment and let me know if you would like me to continue producing videos like this, explaining HR terms and definitions. Let's move along. What is diversity of thought? A concept describing the presence of different types of cognitive processes in a workplace. It is not merely a part of an effective D&I strategy. It is in many ways the direct result of an effective diversity and inclusion strategy. This often directly benefits commercial performance by involving individuals with varied skill sets and backgrounds in decision making. It also increases the likelihood that an organization will have staff capable of meeting unexpected challenges. What is point method? A method of job evaluation that places weight or points on each of the compensable factors in a job, whereby the total points associated with a job establish its relative worth, and jobs that fall within a specific range of points fall into a pay grade with an associated wage. So in an organization, for example, you will have the SVP of Finance and the SVP of Marketing on the same grade, which would mean they will both be getting the same total rewards package. Next, what is Blake-Mouton Managerial Grid? It is a two-dimensional grid showing leaders different levels of task-oriented and relation-oriented behavior, which result in particular styles of leadership. The styles of leadership classified under the Blake-Mouton Managerial Grid are impoverished management, task management, middle of the road, country club, team management. To learn more about this, watch this video on my channel. Let's move along. What is Fair Credit Reporting Act or FCRA? The US Act that protects privacy of background information and ensures that information supplied is accurate. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is the primary federal law that governs the collection and reporting of credit information about consumers. Its rules cover how a consumer's credit information is obtained, how long it is kept, and how it is shared with others. For example, let's say that somebody is looking to rent an apartment and the landlord denies their application, claiming it is because of their credit score. The potential tenant believes this to be a lie, suspecting that it is because of their skin color or religion instead, which is an unlawful reason to deny the lease. Under the FCRA, you can request your credit report and see if the information you receive is in line with what the landlord has claimed. You can also see if the landlord actually pulled your credit or simply lied about it. If a violation did occur, the landlord could be fined. Moving along. What is in-basket exercise? A paper and pencil test in which an applicant is given a manager's in-basket containing memos, phone messages, organizational policies, and other communications normally received by and available to managers. The in-basket is a standardized behaviorally based exercise. Multiple trained raters assess and score candidates according to defined competencies of performance specified to the in-basket exercise. After each candidate completes the in-basket exercise, a group of trained raters conduct a question and answer session with the candidate to assess performance on the exercise using a set of predefined rating scales based on job-related competencies. Great, let's move along. Next, what is risk? Risk implies future uncertainty about deviation from expected outcomes. Risk measures the uncertainty that a business is willing to take to realize a gain from an investment. Every organization faces the risk of unexpected, harmful events that can cost it money or cause it to lose. Risks not taken can also spell trouble, as this would result in companies failing to innovate and move with the times. What is minimum qualification? The statement must possess a working knowledge of customer security requirements and incident investigation. This statement, included in a job description for a security specialist position, best exemplifies a minimum qualification. Or must be SHRM or HRCI certified professional. Let's move along. What is a protected class? People who are covered under a particular federal or state anti-discrimination law. A protected class is a group of people sharing a common trait who are legally protected from being discriminated against on the basis of that trait. Examples of protected traits include race, gender, disability, and veteran status. What is a balanced scorecard? A measurement approach that provides an overall picture of an organization's performance as measured against goals in finance, customers, internal business processes, and learning and growth. It refers to a strategic management performance metric used to identify and improve various internal business functions and their resulting external outcomes. If you want to learn more about a balanced scorecard and how to use one, check this video out next, where I go into detail. If you are not yet subscribed, then subscribe now, like the video, and if it added value, leave a comment and let me know. I post HR and leadership related videos every week. I will see you in the next video.